Hey, hey, Austin, how important is it to you how important is it for your career that you put in a complete, injury-free 162 game season?
I think it's the most important thing in my career that I've had to prove, probably up till this point. I've proven that in a short span of time I can, have success at the big league level. And unfortunately, I've had some bad luck with injuries and just things that have gone awry. But hopefully, those are all in the past, and we don't have to deal with that anymore. No more IL, DL stints, and I can just play my game and put together 160 games like how my 2017 season was, and I can show that I can perform at a high level for a full season.
Next, we'll go to Steve Molesky.
Austin, did you work on any things this winter to enhance or expand your game? I mean, what's still to come for you? What are some things you might have tweaked or worked on this winter?
Yeah, I just continued to try to get back to the things that I was doing really well mechanically in 2017. And then in short spurts, I've been very inconsistent, like the start of last season. And then when I was able to make some mechanical adjustments, rehabbing down at the alternate site after I had broken my ribs. And when I came back, I was able to have a lot of success. So just identifying the differences in why, things are going well and why things are going bad, and just setting a really good fundamental routine that I have that I can just always go back to if, I feel a game or two where those mechanical issues start to show up.
John Mioli, go ahead.
How's it going, Austin? When you are envisioning a 162 game season where you're at your best, what does that look like? What kind of player do you view yourself as, and what do you think are the strengths that you're going to be able to show when you are able to put that together?
Yeah, I think I'm an everyday outfielder in the big leagues, whether that's at center field, left field, right field. I think I have the speed and the arm strength to play at any one of those three positions. And I have the power to be able to be a corner outfielder, but the speed to be a center fielder as well. So wherever that lands me, it lands me. But I feel that I'm an everyday outfielder in the big leagues, and I'm just looking to take advantage of that opportunity.
Joe Trezza, go ahead.
Austin, we spoke a little last spring about some adjustments you were making defensively, about first steps and positioning. Is there anything specific you're working on that front right now?
No, I felt as if our analytical team did a really good job with the cards that kind of came along with the positioning. And from there, it's just reading swings. Maybe a guy is feeling different that night, or the pitcher on the mound has a sneaky fastball, whatever it is, you just start to read swings. But for the most part, they're going to put us in a really good position. And then as far as the footwork stuff goes, I'm just continuing to do what I did last year in all my drill sets and my drill work throughout spring training, and then on a daily basis before BP starts when we do our individual work defensively. So just continuing what I did last year. I've had a lot of success defensively in the big leagues, and I'm just going to try to continue that.
Steve Molesky, go ahead.
What are your thoughts, Austin, on the outfield depth in the organization, and what is it like to have an abundance of good players that you're both friendly with, but in both the short term and the long term, in essence, competing for playing time too?
Yeah, that's all you can ask for from an organization, is to do really well with trades and drafts. And fortunately, we had a really good just regimen of guys from the last organizational leaders that we had with the drafts, with Cedric and myself and DJ, and then with Elias coming over, and you start to acquire guys like Yusniel Diaz. So you get to start to combine all those players, and you see the depth that we have now. And I think it brings out the best in all of us. We are out there competing against really good outfielders on a daily basis. So nobody takes reps off, nobody takes swings off, nobody takes any days off. So I think it in turn is just going to make all of the outfielders continue to get better because nobody gets complacent.
Dan Connolly, go ahead.
Given that depth that you just talked about, Austin, how important is it, your flexibility, to be able to bounce to the three positions? Because if you want to be an everyday outfielder, and obviously you have a lot of good outfielders out there with you, how important do you think it is that you can play right one day, center another, and left again?
It just makes you a very versatile player, and it just gives you a better opportunity with if a guy gets hot and he solidifies a spot for himself and you're still trying to get going, there's another spot for you to move over to. It just gives you more opportunities that if you're just a very, I guess, single position type player, you can't play center field, you're going to get a little bit less of opportunities because there's not more positions for you to play.
Mark Viviano.
Hey, Austin, hoping to get your perspective on something I've been asking some of the guys about. And that is, I mean, being a big leaguer is a dream job, but given the current climate of things, last year you guys had to live in a bubble. There's going to be more of that this year. And we have found out through the league, some guys, that was really hard for them. And there was some level of depression. Can you share what that life is like? Even though it's a great job, there is a challenge to it and how you dealt with it.
Yeah, I think a big thing for me is that I have a great relationship with my wife, and she always travels with me every season. So we just spend a lot of time together. And, I definitely wasn't depressed whatsoever because I had her around. And I think that showed because we ended up having a baby this year. So now we have him, and I definitely won't be depressed with him traveling with us and him being around. So I had a great experience with it last year, just getting to spend a lot of time with my family at home. And then I go to the field, I get my work in, I take care of my business, and then I get to go right back home to my family. So nothing really changed too much for me. We like to stay home and cook a lot. So I think my wife and I really just enjoyed, being low key and spending a lot of time together last year.
What's being a big league daddy going to be like? What do you think?
I don't know. I'm hoping that the dad strength kicks in. I've heard some guys that really helps them out.
Thanks.
Next, we'll go to John Mioli.
Also, in normal circumstances, we'd be down there seeing the live VPs and stuff, seeing who you're facing, seeing, how the hitters look, how the pitchers look. Who have you faced, and who's impressed you in the couple of days you've been there seeing them?
Yeah, we got to face a really good group today. It was pretty much our bullpen from last year. We got to see Paul Fry, Tanner Scott, and who else? There were two other guys. I just blanked. Oh, Sulser was in that mix, and there's one other person I can't remember right now. But Tanner was doing his thing. He was like 97, 98. Fry was throwing his slider. Those guys were mixing it up really well. We didn't get a whole lot to hit today. Oh, Hunter Harvey was the other one. So he was up there slinging it. So it was good to just compete against some good live arms that, you haven't seen live pitching in a while. So it's good to face those arms now and just get us ready for the games.